Matt. And I'm hosting from Manchester. The topic of today is going to be suicide, and my friends here, they will just like answer my questions, and let's see what we have for you guys. Researchers in general say that suicide is the third cause of death in teenagers, and also say that boys usually are those one that actually end up ending their life. Instead, girls, they're more likely to hurting themselves and attempt suicide. I came across the word suicide in high school. In high school, I had actually classmates. They was talking about suicide. They was talking about I think it was kind of a trend at that time, at that age. My friend, they was talking about like how it's weird. They was talking about how to die quicker. I know it's weird.
I think if they was talking about that, it's because they was actually seeing things like that, you know. Because when you just start to talk about something that is a sensible topic, is because you are really, you know, watching things about that,
researching about
suicide.
I think it was like around 2011. There was a lot of pages also on Instagram about like pictures of girls cutting themselves and stuff like that. But
even worse.
Even worse. When you came across suicide, like when you start hearing about suicide, like people talking about suicide.
I can't say that I heard about suicide all my whole life actually, but since I started to understand why, or know why people were taking themselves, but I started to understand that you actually can take yourself. That's when I realized what suicide was, because I heard about suicide, but for me, homicide and suicide was the same.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So when I saw in the news like today someone commit suicide, I'll be like, oh yeah, someone another person killed this person and that. But and when I realized what suicide was, I was really sad.
I would say that I heard about the word, not the actual meaning of suicide, maybe around the age of I would say maybe 8, but at that age I didn't really know, I didn't understand
was that like me?
I would say the gravity, because I knew like the actions behind suicide, but the gravity, I started to understand it. I think by the age of 11, 12, I started to understand like what do you take to think about suicide, and why people decide to commit suicide. I think around that age, I'm not saying that many people, like many teenagers, they decided to, they have thought about it, but I believe it's very common, like around that age to, feel like, I will not say feel like, but many teenagers at that time, it can happen that they commit suicide, or
I think it's just like, I think many people think about suicide at that age because it's kind of the age that you're trying to find who you are in the world, and trying to knowing yourself, and that can actually be hurtful because you come across a lot of pain and traumas at that age, especially like teenagers, high school, and also like depend of your family history and depression as well. Like there are a lot of things that provoke
bullying,
suicide, bullying as well.
cyberbullying.
Yeah, cyberbullying.
Even your friends, they can be toxic. So because of the way they act with you, they can put things in your head. Or show you the person that you are not. And when you start to really know yourself, sometimes it's too late.
Do you guys think that is it possible to predict suicide?
To what?
Predict, like tell that someone is thinking about it.
I would say yes. There are many, how can I say, symptoms that they can make you realize that a person is going through, through this, like he's thinking about committing suicide. But then sometimes, sometimes you don't really know, you don't know that a person is going through.
They are happy. You see them every day, happy.
Overdoing it as well.
Yeah, sometimes overdoing, but you see some people just happy, normal happy, and then you see like people who is sad. If you put these two persons together, of course you will say, oh, she's sad, she's gonna commit suicide. But then after, like later, you see that the person who was really happy, was talking with you, was giving all the energy, she was deep down, she was really sad, or he was really sad. So they just commit suicide.
But think about it, I feel like you can kind of predict it, especially like first of all, check your friends, because you never know what's going through their life. But imagine like you have this friend and you guys usually like go out together, and you see that person is doing stuff to hurt themselves, like I don't know, like people, they usually go clubbing or stuff like that, they overdrink or over smoke, but like in a toxic way, like kind of killing themselves, their body, kind of like make themselves feel numb,
or just they are trying to remove the pain. Guys, let me tell you something. Sometimes when you feel too much pain and then you don't know how to solve, at least try to speak with someone. At least if you think that you don't have anyone, you don't have your mom, you don't have family or friends to speak, just pray about it. If you don't believe in God, write down, because I can see that it's not only smoking and drinking. Sometimes even you see the person, the way she's dancing, or I don't know, the way she's looking at something.
Because I feel like at that point the person don't care anymore, you know, so they just do whatever, they do anything,
or they're doing that to make people notice them.
That something is going on.
I have an example. This girl in Portugal, I didn't know her that well, but I know some people who knows her, who knew her. And for me, on social media, that's why social media is another topic that we can talk about as well. In social media, she was just posting everything happy and stuff, but I just stopped following her. You see. So after a while, like I think 2 years ago now, she killed herself. And then when I was trying to find out what happened, and some people show me that she was actually trying to get help, because she was posting on Twitter. She was writing that I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't want to be here. I'm feeling alone. Some people, they really write down. But you know what social media do, where you guys just scroll the postings and everything. Sometimes just pay attention, because someone is sad, someone is overthinking, someone is posting too much sad things. So just pay attention. And what was she was doing, she was posting almost, I'm not saying almost every single day, but she was posting, and then she just killed herself.
Yeah, but like, you know, I feel like social media is a bit a tricky one, because, you know, sometimes people, they just go there and throw the rubbish there. But it's true that you can actually predict that someone is going through something through social media. Because I remember that when I was working with children, and I was working also with teenagers, there was this girl that she revealed to me that she attempted suicide. And one thing that she was doing is she was posting a lot in social media. She was posting a lot of like sad sentence, you know, like sad pictures, and also like she moved all her pictures, and thank God, fortunately, like she didn't end her life. But it was a lot of work. Like she just, to be like, in her case, she just needed someone to talk to her.
In every case, in every case.
Yes.
I'm saying every, because I know that we are different, but you can see that in every case you need to speak with someone. And speak, I'm not saying that you have to speak with Mards, or you have to speak with your father. You can, you know, there's someone, sometimes you have more, you feel more comfortable talking with strangers,
sometimes,
than talking with people who are really around you.
But because sometimes the people that are around you are actually the person that cause that pain in your life as well. So that's why that sometimes people speak in social media because they don't.
It's even like,
you know,
it's not, it doesn't have to like actually be because they cause the pain, you know, maybe because of shame, you know. Like you know, he's telling your friend, oh, I'm trying to end my life, you know. You need to have courage to actually like say it to your friend or people who love you, you know. So it doesn't have to be by force that, you know, your friend is the one that caused the pain, you know. But it can be shame, it can be many things, you know. The same way, like the same way some people are ashamed to share things they're struggling with your friends, you know. It's the same like when people are actually trying to attempt suicide and they can't share it with their friends or people that, you know, family and other people that they are close to.
So sure. Do you think that a person that commits suicide is a person impulsive?
No. To get into suicide is something in your head to get you go through that.
Yeah. So like, you know, like you're not impulsive. Like it's not like, okay, I'm tired today. Boom. It's like like something that is built up.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, the steps that you do to do something good is the same steps that you can do to ruin your life.
What do you think?
I think it's a bit not tricky, but it's, how can I say it? It's a difficult question, you know. I wouldn't use the word impulsive, but sometimes it's just like the only option, you know, for people that decide to get suicide, like to end their life. Maybe, I don't know, there can be many like different situations for different people who try to commit suicide or actually end their life. I think maybe a person who lost the job, you know, and so they say, oh, I lost everything, and so, you know, maybe on the same day they lost their job, so then they think that, you know, they don't have, now their life is ended, and then they decide to end their life. You know, to say it in that way, it might be impulsive, you know. you know. And then for other people, you know, it's something, it's the last straw, it's the last, you know, they being like that. This topic is very like is very delicate, so we need to use some words that we need to be careful on the words that we say. So we need to, when people is gonna watch this video, they're gonna be it can be helpful and it can inspire people. So we need to try to be careful, use the right word. Yeah, I said that, you know, maybe a person on one day they lost their job, and so then they think that they lost everything, then they decide to commit suicide on the same day that, you know, they lost their job. And it might come across as impulsive, but you know, it can't, maybe it's not even like that. And then for other people, you know, they've been dealing with depression and, you know, a lot of stuff, a lot of things, you know, they just, it's a lot of things together build up. And so it's
just a friend or some member of the family died. And you can take the pain, so you just kill yourself. It's not a gist, you kill yourself. For me, in my opinion, killing yourself is not an option.
It's not a solution.
It's not a solution, because it's not everyone who believes in God.
But it just give up, you know. Like
but our last option for the ones who, because some people who believes in God do commit suicide as well. So the last option, it should be God, not killing yourself.
I feel like, I understand what you say, but I feel like it should be the first option, God. I feel like people that commit suicide, they don't see another way to live or to carry on in this world. I feel like suicide, it become an option once you don't have hope anymore. But people, they believe in God, they know that there is always a way, because God have different way to solve your problem and to bless you.
But that's what I'm saying, like you have to be your first and your last option, because
always running back to God.
Because sometimes God is your first option, and then because you just want to solve your problem quick, or just take your pain quick, you go to God, you go friends, family, everything. You go to, you drink, you smoke, you do everything, and your last option, instead of being God, you choose to end yourself.
Okay, I understand what you're saying now.
So you have to be your first and your last option.
This is I have a question here. It's a bit a tricky question, like a difficult question, but the question says, do people attempt suicide to prove something or get sympathy?
No.
Committing suicide is trying to be noticed as well. It's trying to be noticed, because you ending yourself is too, I don't know, because once you did, you don't know nothing after that. You don't know nothing.
Like, for example,
the persons around,
exactly,
they will be the one who feel the pain.
When I was working in the hospital, I was working everywhere, but when I was doing apprenticeship, work placement in the hospital, one patient, like, he received the bad note, like that he received, like, the news that, like, not the news, but a doctor told a patient that the treatment that he was having, he was using, it wasn't working anymore, and he had, like, cancer, I think. And what happened is that he, like, went through the last floor of the hospital age home. And so, like, I don't know why, like, he did it in front of everybody. I don't know, like, why, like, he did it in the hospital. So when like I don't know like why, if I think about this question, this what comes in my mind. Sometimes like that you have like different like episode of people that they killed themselves in front of their family, or like in front of a public, in front of people. Like, what's the message that you was trying to give?
I was thinking about domestic violence, and I'm thinking, oh my God, men, they've been beaten as well at home. They suffer at home as well, but you are a man, you are stronger. So you can go to a police station and say, oh, my wife beat me, my wife slapped me, because if you do that, you are not a man.
You are weak.
You are nothing. You are nothing.
Yeah. It's actually even difficult that they believe you.
Yeah. Well, why? Even you said abuse. There are some men, they are abused as well. That God have a purpose for her. She just need to be patient and be patient with herself first. Because I'm telling you guys, when you don't have patience with yourself, and when you can't feel good with yourself,
when it's too hard,
when you think that it's too hard for you, sometimes you start to see things that are not. That's why some people do what they do. Because I'm sad, always sad. I'm feeling that I'm nothing. As an example, I'm feeling that I'm nothing, that I'm not doing nothing. And then I can look at Mars, and just the way she look, I'll feel, oh, Mars is judging me.
Or maybe it's not even the case.
Or maybe I'll speak with Phoebe, and Phoebe just give me a good advice, and I'll be like, oh, Phoebe, she's just trying to make her point. And then I put a lot of things in my head that is not happening, and these can cause you depression and the topic that we are talking about. Yeah. Back to my cousin. Now she's okay, thank God. Because sometimes is what Phoebe said. You just need advice, or you just need to listen someone, or you, like I said, you just need to write down. If you don't believe in God, write down. It's a good. Like I was saying,
at least try it.
Yeah, at least try. Believe that you are not here for no purpose, and you are here for doing something. Even sometimes it's not doing something for you, it's doing something for others. And put this on your mind: when you are doing for others, you are doing well, you are doing good for yourself as well. Don't do for others. Oh, I'm just doing because I'm gonna feel good, so I'm just going to do it for doing. No, do it with your heart, because you will feel better. Okay, so this is my advice. If you want my number, I'm joking. But yeah, that's it.
I would say that they basically said everything, but I will repeat again. So my advice for anyone who is thinking about committing suicide, or he's been going through a lot of things, I will say that first of all, you're not alone. There are many people that love you, and even it doesn't have to be your family, it doesn't have to be your friends. There are many people that love you, and they are ready to help you in as much as they can. They are ready to help you, whether it's social media, whether it's people in general, whether it's live or whether it's social media. People are ready. Line support. There are many apps that they can help you. Bible, and there are many people and many things that they can help you to go through what you're going through. And even for people that are not believers, I just want you to challenge, God, and whatever you're going through, like call His name, call the name of Jesus, and I'm sure 100% that God, He will answer you. God, like I said, God gives hope. That's why many Christians. I'm not gonna say that we're not sad. I will not say that we're not. I will not say that we are always happy. No, but we rejoice during the hard times, just because we have Jesus, we have God with us, and we rejoice during the hard time because God gives hope. That's why even though our life seems that it's just why we are living. Oh, God is our hope. So I will challenge you guys who don't believe in God to call His name. Call His name, and we'll answer you. And we'll answer you. If you are in this world, it's for a reason. I'm not saying that you have to do big things, but just your presence is important, and it can inspire many people. And people can look up to you and be like, oh wow, he's doing amazing. I just want to say that you are heard, and you are important, you are beautiful. Just because you're not just because you're not living the same life as a famous person, just because you're not living a life as Beyonce or as whoever you think is better than you. Just because you're not living like that doesn't mean that your life has to end. I was saying, ending your life is not an option. We need you here. Many people need you here. It might be selfish to say, but live for the people that loves you. And seeing the love that they have for you, it makes you want to live. So that's all I have to say.
I wanted to say another thing. Like sometimes I know that we all talk a lot about support and support from your family and your friends. Sometimes your friends and your family may not understand what you're going through, but you never alone. Trust me, you are never alone. This world is a big community. There are a lot of places that you can go, and a lot of places that you can go, and you are important. Has both of them said you are important. There is a reason why you are in this world, and your story is important to everyone. Like your story can inspire me, my story can inspire you, their story can inspire you. So don't choose that. Don't choose that.
And then like she said, for the ones who don't believe, call God. And for the ones who believe,
just on God.
And be patient. You have to be patient. You can't just pray to God and say, oh, God will help me with this and this and that, and say, okay, tomorrow's gonna happen. It's not like that.
Your answer of the prayer
is not this. We can pray together today, but God knows that I have my time, she have her time, and she have another time. Mine can be tomorrow or in 3 years. You just really need to be patient
and believe.
Like she said, people that are Christian brothers and sisters, if you are dealing with this, because like I said before, just because you're Christian doesn't mean that you don't go through these things like depression and feeling like you want to end your life. So when you feel like you are going on to all these things, but God is not, why you're going on through these things and God is not helping you. It's not like that. God is making His move in silence. Just because you don't see signs doesn't mean that God is not working through you. And when is the right time, God will show you. So just hold tight of God and read your Bible. Listen to music. Talk with your brothers and sisters.
Do the things that you love.
Do the things that you love. Go
take
out
a break.
for picnic. Take a break. Go on holidays. Just enjoy your company. And just like
music
be
is
around.
therapy.
Be around the church. Go to church. And just like pray. Hold tight on God. Even though it might look like God is not doing nothing, but God is always working.
Take a look on your friendships as well. Be careful. Your clothes can be with a bit dirty. If I'm your real friend, I'm gonna say something. But if I'm just with you because I will look at you and do nothing. So be careful with friends, family as well. Yeah, family. Because even God says that friends can be more family than family.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the video. Thank you for your thoughts, your opinion, your advice. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And see you in the next video.
Bye.